It's that time of the year again. Love is in the air. You're feeling romantic and want to shut down Lagos with the love of your life. But your bank balance cannot shut anything down. Fear not. I've curated 9 different activities to keep you and your loved ones busy throughout Valentine's weekend. The first activity is free, while others are cheap by Lagos standards. Salsa is an activity that I've always wanted to try. I had seen it a lot on TV and other media, and I never thought that I would be interested enough or even get the opportunity to experience it. I recently decided to try new things, and salsa was one of the new things I tried. There are multiple locations in Lagos, mostly on the island, that offer free salsa spaces. I know of at least 3 that do so on set days throughout the year. My experience was at Pit Stop Lagos in Victoria Island, and the experience was interesting to say the least. They offer tips to first timers, and in some cases they might offer quick classes to beginners. You can always go alone, but why? It's better to go with someone or some people you know and have the time of your life. I will definitely be revisiting the spots very soon and have more experiences like this in the next few months. I would score my experience a 9 out of 10. Everything was straight to the point. It was in a restaurant, you could buy things, but it was free. I feel like everybody should try salsa at least once in their lifetime, but that's just me. My next activity for you is archery. I'm confident that you've seen archery before, either as a child watching Robin Hood or in romantic stories featuring Cupid. The question now is, why haven't you tried? If you had asked me this question a year or so ago, I'll have said, well, there aren't places to try in Lagos, Nigeria. But they are actually. I know of a couple on the mainland and on the island. I visited Zen Archery in Ilupeju, not too far from Oshodi, with a couple people from an organization, or would I say a community, and the experience was magical, to say the least. There are also options on the island for people staying on the island, but I would always recommend Zen Archery to anyone that wants to try archery for the first time. You can also try archery on the beach in Lagos. There are a handful of beaches where I've seen archery setups for people to basically indulge, and I got to indulge in archery on Takwa Bay Beach. The price for 1 hour of archery at Zen Archery is 10,000, I believe, and I do not know how much it cost on the beach because I wasn't the one that paid. I would rate my experience at Zen Archery an 8 over 10. Question now is, will you be trying it on Valentine's weekend? Please consider subscribing and liking the video before we proceed. It means a lot and supports the work I do on this channel. Thank you as you do so. Talking about Takwa Bay, you should definitely consider taking the love of your life to Takwa Bay, and not just taking them, consider spending the night and camping on the beach. I got to experience this in 2024, and it's one of the most unique experiences anyone can enjoy in Lagos. Lighthouse Beach is adjacent to Takwa Bay on the same island, and it's a bit more trendier on TikTok and IG. Lots of people are going there, younger people. That's also an option. I believe that camping on the beach is incredible value for money under the stars with the love of your life. Great way to escape the city. You and I know that as young people, Lagos is a bit unforgiving. We all want to run away. Here's the opportunity to run away with that special someone. Think about it. You can camp on the beach from as little as 15,000 naira a day, and boat rides to and fro cost about 4,000-5,000 naira. So Takwa Bay. So for as little as 20,000 or 30,000 per person, you can have the time of your life on the beach. I would rate my experience here a 9 out of 10. Moving on, we have sipping and painting. It feels like if you haven't experienced a sip and paint in Lagos, you are missing out. I surely felt like that in 2024. I felt like I was the only young person in Lagos that hadn't gone to a sip and paint. And it goes without saying that you are missing out if you've never tried. I knew I was missing out, but I didn't know how much I was missing out. Good thing is that there are multiple sip and paint locations across Lagos. You don't have to go to the island. There are some on the island, there are some on the mainland, and even a few in the Badlands. I went with a friend to Seraceni, or is it Seraceni, in Ikate, Lekki. The place is actually quite chill. It's an entire building where you can do your sip and paint, but there are also other artistic endeavors you can indulge in, like pottery making. You can make rugs, like actual make rugs with their machine, but that's very expensive. You can indulge in tie and dye and lots of other things there. Seraceni sip and paint is 15,000, but I found some options for 10,000, so I will just put 15,000 as price. I will rate my experience a 7 out of 10. You need to take the love of your life to the upside down building in landmark Lagos, and the amazing thing is, odds are they haven't been there before because they opened as recently as a few months ago at the time of recording this video in February 2025. It's newly opened, beautiful, and something that you can genuinely say that the love of your life hasn't tried for, because this is just the second in Africa, with the first being in South Africa. I believe it's a most visited experience in 2025, but the one downside is it takes less than 30 minutes, I believe 25 minutes for the entire experience experience, and it feels a bit rushed, or at least it felt rushed to me. So if you are going to this, you need to try to do things, especially at landmark, to complement for the short time. I enjoyed this mesmerizing experience. It was certainly different, but you need to keep in mind that if you are pregnant or have certain illnesses or problems, you cannot go into this building. It costs as little as 3,000 naira on weekdays and as much as 15,000 naira on weekends. If you are booking with the app, you get a discount. I didn't book with the app, but I went on a weekday, so I paid 5,000 naira. I would rate this experience a 6 out of 10. Please consider supporting my work by joining the channel, gifting super thanks, or simply subscribing and liking the video. However you choose to support, just support. Thank you as you do so. If you are into arcades, there are more options for you now than almost any other time in history in Lagos, Nigeria. But obviously, Rufus and B is still the most recognizable brands, and they've been here for a long time. My friend and I visited Rufus and B, and my experience there was interesting to say the least. I had never been to an arcade like this in Nigeria, and I didn't really know what to expect. From what I learned before going there, it's pricier than ever because to buy these units or whatever they call them are more expensive now than ever. But if you have the money and you go there, I'm sure you will have the time of your life. I think we bought 18,000 naira worth of units, and we were 2 people. We got to play lots of games, essentially trying to finish it because we did not know when or if we'd ever be there again. I obviously got into a bit of friendly competition with the bro. You know how we always do it. I think we spent about 25,000 that day for the 2 of us, or probably less. And if you buy a unit or your points and you don't use them all, you can always use them on a different day. I visited Freedom Park in Lagos Island. I didn't even plan to go to Freedom Park or shoot a video there. I was looking for WAF Skate Park, which is within the premises of Freedom Park. And upon entering, I got distracted by all Freedom Park had to offer. And by the end of the day, I had shot incredible footage that I didn't even feel the need to go into the skate park anymore. It's in the heart of Lagos Island, down the road from Tafawa Balewa Square, and it is quite accessible if you ask me. It's the perfect spot for an evening getaway with the person you love or multiple people you love, spread the love. I particularly enjoyed the koi ponds with live koi in them. Amazing, wonderful. I do not have words for the experience. I walked around the park a bit and I saw a live drama on display, and all this was for free. I didn't pay to enter the park. Obviously, if you want to use the restaurant and go into certain places, you have to pay, but everything you are seeing here, I spent 0 naira at Freedom Park on this day. But as I left, I saw some people trying to enter and the security were trying to get and pay money, so keep that in mind. It's not official. They will try to hustle you out of your money. I would rate my experience here an 8 out of 10. I know you have been expecting this location, and it would be disingenuous. These ecotourism parks is a must. They offer better and more genuine experiences, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I've only ever been to the Lekki Conservation Center. I'm yet to go to Lufasi and Omu, simply because of the logistics nightmare that these trips seem to be. They are so far and the roads aren't really palatable. LCC will always have a spot in my heart, and it's one of those places where you can experience the same thing in multiple ways. Every time I go there and I go on the canopy walk, it's a different and more immersive experience. Definitely has replay value. I plan to visit Omu and Lufasi sometime soon. LCC costs 5,000 naira to go on the canopy walk, but if you're just there for the family park, it costs 2,500. I don't know if the prices have changed. This was the last time I visited in June 2024. I would rate my experience here an 8 out of 10. It would have been a 9 if those Steven monkeys weren't there. We are getting closer to the end, but this next activity is perhaps the most important. We need to learn more about our history as Africans and Black people, especially slavery. Going on a Badagry slavery tour is not necessarily romantic, but it's something I feel like everybody should experience. There are 5 or 6 different spots in the same area in Badagry where you can go learn about different aspects of slavery, learn about Black slave traders, learn about how slavery came to an end in Badagry, see the point of no return, and just learn more about where we are coming from so that we'll know and chart a better course to our future. I left angry and a bit confused. You might leave angry too, because learning how people like you and I were dehumanized isn't the nicest thing to do, but it's worth it. I went with a couple friends, and each of the places we went to cost about 8,000 naira to enter, and the boat ride often 3,500 to cross to the Berefo Island, which is the point of no return. Less than 10,000 per person, to be honest. That's when you get to Badagry. I'm rating this experience a 10 out of 10. The next activity is a bit of a bonus. You might be a fan of football or soccer, as I am, and if you are, why don't you take out the time to go and watch a professional ball game in Lagos? There are multiple professional football teams in Lagos, at least 3. There's Ikorodu City in the MPFL, that's the first division. There's Sporting Lagos, my club, and there's Inter Lagos. It's a great experience for you to go out. Ticket starts from as little as 500 or 1,000 for some games, and you can pay for hospitality packages that come with meals, catering, and lots of things. You enjoy consuming the gift of live football with the love of your life. You can quote me on that. Why don't you click the video on screen right now because I made it specifically for you. Until the next video, your friend from the Ukodo YouTube channel wishes you love, peace, and prosperity.